Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast, brought to you by DirecTV, 1-800-259-7646. Also brought to you by RVRealtor.com. If you're buying an RV or selling an RV, check out RVRealtor.com and the Dollar Shave Club. Here's John and Heidi.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday. Hey, baby. How you doing?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Oh, fabulous, fabulous. Excited. We got Tuesdays with Charlie coming up later in the program today. And I've got a good question for Charlie. He's a golfer. He's gotten, how many hole-in-ones has he gotten in his lifetime? Four. And then there's another time where it was like on the edge of the cup. So this guy's a golfer. I'm going to see if he knows why there are 18 holes on a golf course. Not 10, not 20, not 15, but 18. I got the answer. And it's exciting and surprising. And it has to do with drinking.
It's exciting and surprising.
It is. And it has to do with drinking. So I think he might know this, but I'm not sure. Hey, can you keep a secret?
Usually.
Tall buildings are not perfectly vertical. Tall buildings don't stand exactly straight up and down. Oh. They have to be flexible when they build them. Yeah. So if you're looking at a building and you're going, I wonder how they keep that thing straight, when they're building it. It's not straight. They're flexible. Especially if they're built in an area where there's a lot of wind or earthquake zones. So, these things, when they go up, you're looking at them going, oh, it looks really cool. It's not perfectly straight. Huh. They have a little flex. Coming up in a bit.
I probably won't be sharing that secret.
Well, I don't want to get out. Otherwise, everybody will know. Coming up in a bit, we got some special stuff to celebrate. We'll tell you what in a bit.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Dollar Shave Club. Get razors for $1 a month plus a few bucks shipping, so you can enjoy fresh razors every month for as little as $3. Learn more at dollarshaveclub.com/radio.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
Thought you'd never ask. Today is Tuesday. It's the 19th day of January, and today is National Popcorn Day.
I love popcorn.
Oh, man, I do too. Popcorn is delicious, and I think it's somewhat healthy too, isn't it?
Yes.
Unless, of course, you douse it in,
butter and salt and everything that makes it delicious.
But that's what makes it yummy. So, Popcorn Day, for some reason, popcorn is always better in the movie theater than it is like if you make it at home. It's good stuff.
Even if you buy the movie theater stuff in the box, it just doesn't taste like movie theater popcorn.
No. Hey, it's also Tin Can Day today, so you can kick a tin can around and celebrate that one. And it's World Day of Migrants and Refugees, so celebrate that as well. I'm going to celebrate Popcorn Day because of all of the things we can celebrate, that is the most delicious. So celebrate celebrate however you want, but I'm going to celebrate with a big old mouthful of popcorn. Coming up, going to talk about some fun stuff like flowers. They're in the news. We'll tell you why.
This portion of the program is brought to you by RVRealtor.com. If you want to buy or sell an RV, go to RVRealtor.com. List your RV for free. Learn more at RVRealtor.com.
You know it's true because you heard it on the radio. When you care enough. Have you ever presented your wife with a big old bouquet of flowers and heard in return, honey, you shouldn't have? Well, a California man recently heard that, along with a little more. Seems that John Yole came home and gave his wife a nice bouquet of fresh flowers when she insisted that you shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have spent that kind of money on flowers. In fact, she thought they were so expensive that she flipped out and assaulted him with a knife.
Whoa! Whoa.
It's the thought that counts, John. Sorry.
That is insane.
Yeah.
Well, I wonder what he did ahead of time to have to give her flowers, because most men don't just out of nowhere say, I'm going to bring my wife flowers.
So you're saying maybe it was the act that got him in trouble?
Probably the act that got him in trouble.
Yeah. Well, John had to drive himself to a nearby hospital. He required 4 stitches. His wife later pled no contest to felony battery with serious bodily injury. She was sentenced to 6 months in jail, so... Jesus. Yeah, all because he came home with flowers.
I doubt that was the reason. I'm sure there's more to that.
I wonder what
story
it would
than
take.
that.
What would it take for me to have you attack me with a knife?
Have an affair.
Okay, well, I'm not going to do that.
That's all it would take.
And if I came home and said, hey, sorry about the affair, here's a few flowers.
Some flowers.
That ought to fix
now
it.
Now we're even.
We're even now, right? No? Not so much? Why are you coming at me with a steak knife? We're not even eating. So it doesn't say what kind of knife she used. It just says she stuck him with a knife. 6 months in jail for doing that. There's probably somebody listening right now going, I'd stab my husband for that. That's not that long.
Totally worth 6 months.
I wouldn't have to do laundry for a while.
Get out on good behavior.
No, don't do that. That's a bad idea. But husbands, if you are going to bring your wife flowers, make sure you don't go overboard, because he was saying that she stabbed him because she spent, quote, that kind of money on flowers.
I sincerely doubt that.
There you go. Well, you know it's true because you heard it on the radio.
The John and Heidi Show is brought to you in part by the Keystone Treatment Center.
This is your brain, and this is your brain on drugs. We share silly stories here on the program, but addiction is no joke. If you or someone you know suffers with an addiction to drugs or alcohol, make today the day you seek help.
Call toll-free 844-204-1055.
That's a toll-free number. Again?
844-204-1055.
And this is your brain on drugs. This is kind of like a real-life... I'm trying to think of the name of the show. What's the show? Breaking Bad. I didn't watch it. Our son was telling me it was a good show. Anyway, chemistry teacher decided to supplement his income by manufacturing meth. Never a good idea, by the way. Bakersfield, California is the setting. High school chemistry teacher Jeff Schindmantle made chemistry class a little too fun. He was arrested and charged with turning his chemistry lab at the school, Shafter High School, into a meth lab. Came under suspicion when he went online to buy some red phosphorus, an important ingredient in making the drug, from a supplier outside of the U.S. After a month-long investigation, police moved in, searched his home and the school's chemistry lab, where they confiscated several weapons and meth recipes.
Wow.
However, they never found any actual meth. Jeff has been put on paid administrative leave while the school investigates. So he's getting paid time off? Why would it, if he had
I would not have paid him for his time off. That is ridiculous.
Even if he didn't have drugs, he had the recipe for drugs, and he was buying the stuff to put in the drugs. That just means that he was already done making it, and he already sold it. So I think that's even worse.
Wow.
Anyway, that happened out in California, Bakersfield. Coming up here in a bit, we've got your moment of duh. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Keystone Treatment Center. Addiction is no laughing matter. Call Keystone Treatment Center toll-free at 1-844-204-1055.
Raising money to help a friend is usually a good thing, but just be sure you're not committing your moment of duh while you do it. A group of teenagers in New Hampshire wanted to raise some dough to bail a friend out of jail. That's a nice thing, right?
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
Well, guess how they decided to raise the money?
How?
Again, teenagers. They said, let's throw a party and charge admission.
That's a good idea.
Many area teenagers were willing to pay to get into the booze party. Now it looks like they all get to go to jail. They have to raise a little more money to bail themselves out. Police stumbled onto their little fundraiser. 76 minors were taken into protective custody. 6 of them were arrested on a variety of charges, including unlawful possession of alcohol and resisting arrest. So apparently they didn't want to go to jail, which is shocking. Can't imagine that. So, yeah, there you go. 76 kids were at this party. I wonder how much they paid.
That's a good-sized party.
I wonder where they had this, because could we fit 76 people in our house? I don't think we could.
In the yard and in the garage and in the house.
Well, that's going to bring a lot of attention and probably get the police called. You wouldn't want to do that if you're underage, or even if you're not underage. Anyway, that's your moment of duh. We have your scoop of the day coming up in a bit.
The Scoop of the Day is brought to you by Wells Blue Bunny. If you want delicious ice cream, be sure to look for the Blue Bunny. Sure to have your favorite flavors. Learn more at bluebunny.com.
Now, your Scoop of the Day. A man in Germany is missing a toe after he dropped a large kitchen knife onto his bare foot, chopping off his second toe. And when it happened, his cat ran away with the toe.
Oh.
This little piggy went to market.
Yikes.
Ouch, that would hurt. So do not carry large, heavy knives while barefoot. That's what he did. Not a good plan. Hey, a wanted suspect, apparently embarrassed by his mugshot being circulated by Ohio police, sent them a selfie to replace it. Smart dude.
Oh, my gosh.
Donald Pugh, or Pew, I'm not sure how you say it, texted the new pic to the police along with a message. Here's a better photo. That one is terrible.
I think we talked about this.
No, there was a guy that, this is someone else. That guy walked into a police station and said he didn't like the mugshot they were using. And they said, well, have a seat. We'll get a new photo. And then they took him back and they didn't take a photo. They just arrested him. I was like, wow, is it that easy?
Huh.
They should just get the worst mugshots.
I was thinking that this is the one where they sent, I don't know, maybe not. Okay.
The New York Post reports Lindsay Lohan got tossed from a bar last week after making racist comments to a bartender and then spitting on a customer. Is anyone shocked? I thought she was kind of good for a while, though, wasn't she? She was out of the news, or maybe I just wasn't going to the right pages.
I feel bad for her.
I do, too. Latest way to get your wake up in the morning. Did we talk about this? The energy paste? Toothpaste?
You talked about it. I
don't know if we talked about it on the radio,
No.
though. Get a rush while you brush is their slogan. And it is a toothpaste with caffeine in it.
See, I can't ever remember what we talked about just to each other and
I
what
know.
we talked about on the radio.
And that's why I need to quit.
remember this conversation.
Yeah, I need to quit talking to you when we're not on the air. So from now on, when you come to me and say, hey, just save it.
Save it for the radio.
I know we're married and we're together 24/7, but we can only talk while we're on the air now. It's called Power Toothpaste, and their site is powertoothpaste.com. Hey, 4 common bad habits combined. Smoking, drinking too much, inactivity, and poor diet can age you by 12 years. Ew. I can tell you this, the poor diet part, when you and I both lost weight, remember I lost a lot of weight.
So young.
And I had people that, didn't even recognize me. They're like, wow, you look like you're 10 years younger. So they say 12 years. So smoking, drinking too much, inactivity, and poor diet age you by 12 years.
I have all of those problems.
Not all of them, do you? You don't smoke.
Yes, I do. I smoke cigars.
Well, not really. You just
not daily.
No. Hey, the hottest new wedding activity is to trash the wedding dress when the ceremony's done. I mean, You know that thing you spend several hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars on?
Oh, my gosh.
The most popular way to trash it is for the groom to use it as a paintball target while the bride is still wearing it. Where are they doing this?
I have not ever heard of that.
I don't think that's a good plan.
My parents would have freaked out after buying a dress.
I think you would have freaked out if I started shooting you with a paintball gun.
Oh, of course.
All right. Stanford University reports that childlike reasoning is how fish determine their social pecking order. What?
Okay.
How do they know that? They did a survey of the fish, apparently. All right. 20-year-old Texas Simon Gary stabbed a man who was applying for the same job that he applied for.
Oh.
Now, instead of getting a job, he has 20 years to think about it while he goes to jail.
Boy.
So they were in the waiting room together applying for the same job, and he thought, hey, I'm going to get this guy out of the way. And he
kind of reminds me of that
man.
movie that we rented. What was that
movie?
called? It was Jason Bateman, and he sabotaged this other guy who was up for the same job as him, and then the guy showed up at his house and threw a brick through his window.
I don't remember any of that. I fall asleep at movies way too.
It was a really good movie. I
we
can't
should rent
remember
it.
what it was
Sounds
called, though.
great.
We did rent
I don't think I was there. 26-year-old Canadian Paul Edward Dock was discovered after a routine traffic stop with 3 bags of marijuana in the glove box right next to his registration and his insurance card. When police checked the rest of his car, they found 85 pills of ecstasy. So this guy was apparently loaded for one heck of a party of some kind.
Yikes.
Again, that was in Canada. Hey, strange law. Liquor stores may not sell milk in the state of Indiana. That's a weird law.
That's very weird.
They can't sell milk? I don't know that a lot of liquor stores are in the milk business anyway, but they can't in the state of Indiana. Strange law. This has been your Scoop of the Day.
This portion of the program is brought to you by RoughToughKennels.com. Dog kennels and accessories sent to your front door wherever you live. Your dog deserves it. Learn more at RoughToughKennels.com.
And it's time right now for one of my favorite things we do every single week. We reach out and touch someone. We call my father-in-law. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, it's something we like to call Tuesdays with Charlie. Sorry about that. How you doing, Charlie?
Don't you touch me.
As soon as I said reach out and touch someone, I realized that didn't sound very good. How you doing?
Supposed to say you call me just because you can.
I do. I call you just because I can.
And you want to touch me.
I don't want to touch you, though. Wow.
Okay.
So what kind of stuff we can learn about today, Charlie?
Hey, did you know that in the U.S. there's a lawsuit every 30 seconds?
I wouldn't doubt that.
I'm sure there is.
And that might be stretching. It might be more than that even.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
Pluto, you know who he was?
From Disney?
The dog from Disney?
Yeah.
You know what his original name was?
What?
Was it Neptune?
No. Nice try.
I don't know. What was it?
Just good old Rover.
No kidding,
Really?
Rover.
I like Pluto better.
Yeah, that's way better.
I think that's why they changed it.
Probably.
You know what Mickey Mouse's original name was?
Mortimer.
Mortimer.
Yeah.
Mortimer Mouse.
We just watched a movie called Walt Before Mickey. It was a great movie. Really neat story.
I wouldn't say it was great.
It was a good story.
It was a movie.
I thought it was cool. Well, then,
You could get a life.
I thought it was a good story.
Yeah, I bet it was really action-packed. Hey, then, remember remember Lee Harvey Oswald.
Yeah, I heard of that guy.
You know, in 1992, they put a little cadaver tag on when you're in the morgue.
Yeah.
That little tag sold for $6,600.
Who would want that?
Why that's kind of weird. Put it on your keychain. I don't know.
Sicko wanted that. I'd say that's true.
Yeah.
Back in Kennedy's day, they had a pony that Carolyn rode.
Okay.
They kept it at the White House. You know what the pony's name was?
I have no idea.
Mike.
Hey, you close.
Mikey?
Macaroni.
Macaroni.
Macaroni and Mike?
Is that close?
It's not close at all.
Starts with an M.
Yeah, we got that going for us.
That's about it.
Hey, I'm going to give you a shot on this one. Have you been drinking?
No, I should be, apparently. I'd probably be doing better.
Well, nothing wrong with a Bloody Mary in the morning. Maybe we have to get Burmeister in there on this one. Who was the first man to be both president and vice president, but never elected to either?
You know this one. John.
First person to be president and vice president, but never elected to either, was Gerald Ford.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
You're good.
Did you know he was a king before he was a president?
A king?
Yeah, when he was born, his name was Leslie King, and then he was adopted, and his name was changed.
Why would they change his first name, too?
Yeah, because he was named after his dad, and when his mother divorced or whatever happened, moved on, and said, hey, got a whole new start.
Well, that's better than Leslie.
Yes, it is.
That's not a bad name.
Although, like Leslie Nielsen, he
one of
did
my
all right
faves.
with that name, and I loved him.
Yeah, but when you think about the president, Gerald Ford, and then his name was, that don't work.
Yeah, you gotta show strength with your name. I
Nothing
agree.
wrong with that.
He's a wussy.
You can get an email from Leslie's everywhere.
On your keyboard on your computer,
Yeah?
what is the only 10-letter word that you can spell with the top row of letters?
Typewriter.
Typewriter.
You're on to me today.
We're on to you. Hey, we finally got one right after all of that. Got two right, one each.
Well,
We
that's
struck
all I
out
got.
a lot today.
We did. We weren't doing too well,
Well,
today.
I've got one for you that I'm excited to see if you know this, Charlie. 'Cause
Well, I'm always excited.
you're a golfer, correct?
Yes, I am.
And you're a drinker, correct?
Yes, I am.
So this might actually be something you know. Why do full-length golf courses have 18 holes? Do you know why?
Why do they have 18?
Yeah.
Well, you're thirsty when you're done. I don't know.
No. True story. It says, during a discussion among the club's membership board at St. Andrews in 1858, one of the members pointed out that it takes exactly 18 shots to polish off a fifth of scotch. By limiting himself to only one shot of scotch per hole, Scott's figured out that a round of golf should be finished when the scotch is gone, and that's why it's 18 holes.
That is
Like
awesome.
you're thinking. That's
And
fantastic.
for Charlie, that's also why they sell beer in 18 packs. So that part I made up. The Scotch part is true.
Them Scots, they're pretty sharp.
Yeah, that's a true story. Well, there you go, Charlie. It was good chatting with you. We'll talk to you again next Tuesday.
Yeah, that'll be a week from today.
All right. We'll talk to you then.
Bye, Daddy.
Bye, Fluff. Bye, John.
Bye-bye. My father-in-law right there. We talk to him every Tuesday just because we can with a little program we like to call Tuesdays with Charlie.
This portion of the program is brought to you by CarsForSale.com. If you're in the market to buy a car, truck, or van, find thousands of vehicles to choose from at CarsForSale.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
A Chicago man was charged with armed robbery of a gas station where he told the clerk he was sick of being poor and people not giving him a job. I'm not exactly sure how that was a fun fact, but that somehow, as I was preparing, that's where I put it. Hey, fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that,
I hope this
John?
one is. Kuwait is getting ready to launch an inquiry on how its defense ministry managed to pay $290 for a single pastry knife.
Whoa.
And they spent $4,000 for a meat tenderizer.
Whoa.
Yeah, they're checking into that. They think they might have been overcharged. Either that or they're, smuggling money somehow.
Cooking the books.
Yeah. Hey, fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Americans consume 42 tons of aspirin every day.
Whoa.
Yeah, not each of us. That's combined, thank goodness. Otherwise, that'd be one big headache. Coming up, we've got Happy Monday news for you here,
You know
even
what?
though
This
it's a
is
Tuesday.
where you should have put your tall building fact.
Oh, yeah, that would have been a much better place. And then I could have put that Chicago man thing. Maybe that's what I planned on doing. I prepared quite quickly. I was having some internet troubles. Anyway, we've got a Happy Monday story for you on a Tuesday coming up in a bit.
This portion of the program is brought to you by StoneGroupArchitects.com. It's more than a building. It's design and function working together. Check out the project portfolio at StoneGroupArchitects.com.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday. Heidi, this story would have been the perfect story to share yesterday.
Okay.
And now you're going to have to wait like 6 whole days.
All right.
But if you're wanting a raise, wait for the right day, Monday.
Really?
According to a personnel consultant, John Challenger, Mondays are typically reserved by executives to take care of negative duties like making out pink slips. Black Tuesday got its name as the day for mass layoffs after Monday's preparations. It's kind of a funny way to say that word.
So if Monday's day they're making out pink slips, is that really the day you want to approach your boss and say, hey, I need more money?
No. Keep listening, though. Challenger says Wednesdays are a thoughtful day, often used for company and departmental meetings. He reasons on Mondays that would give you the best chance of getting the raise because it'll give the executive something positive to do. So they're saying, hey, this would be a good day. It's the best day, according to this guy, and he knows a little something about a little something. And he's saying if you're looking to get a raise and you're saying, hey, I've got a good case as to why I should have one, go on a Monday, and I would start it out with something like, hey, did you have a nice weekend? And then when they say, yeah, I had a great weekend. Awesome. Can I have a raise? Maybe don't dive right in.
I would make sure you've got a case to be given a raise to begin with. Otherwise, if he's writing out pink slips anyway, he may just include you. So
you say maybe you should build up a little more than that, too?
Yeah, you're going to want to make sure you deserve a raise before
Ask if they had a nice
one.
weekend. Don't even let them finish answering. Yeah, my daughter had. Yeah, I really don't care. Hey, I really want a raise. I'm suggesting that. It's never worked for me, but it might work for you. Please don't do that because I'm sure that would be a bad idea. Coming up, we've got a heavy-duty story. We'll tell you all about that in a bit. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday.
This portion of the program is brought to you by DirecTV, 1-800-259-7646. Also brought to you by RVWheelator.com. If you're buying an RV or selling an RV, check out RVWheelator.com and the Dollar Shave Club. Here's John and Heidi.
Headline, heavy duty. It says, by most doctors' accounts, being overweight is not a good thing for your health, but a New York trucker had a big gut, and it saved his life, Heidi. You ready for this?
Sure.
Tom Murray was driving his tractor-trailer on Route 17 when he crashed along a half-mile stretch of the highway that dips below the New York line into Pennsylvania. Murray's truck hit another truck, went off a bridge, and then craned down a 300-foot embankment. While it took rescue crews 3 hours to remove him from the cab, emergency personnel said the 31-year-old's 450-pound weight helped his body absorb the impact and possibly saved his life. So they're saying that it's not healthy to be overweight unless you're a truck driver.
Unless you're going to be.
Did I read that right?
In a huge car accident.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Honestly, I think there's a lot of truth to this. I know there have been other incidents where people, because, I'm not a little guy by any means. There are people that when you're overweight, there are a lot of negatives that come, but there are some positives. And this right there, there's finally one. So, folks, if you're overweight like me, take that with you for the rest of the day and feel good for yourself on a Tuesday.
There you go.
How do you think? Think that sounded good?
No.
I was on the treadmill the other day, and the treadmill I was walking, it was going, and I was like, I might need to start off the treadmill. Get it going first and then take a running leap. I'm not sure. All right, coming up, we've got the bright side. We're going to share that on the way.
This portion of the program is brought to you by GunUp.com. If you're a gun lover, you'll be in heaven at GunUp.com. Built by experienced military veterans, shooting sports competitors, and publishing professionals. They have awesome stories and articles that are read by millions of gun enthusiasts. Check it out at GunUp.com.
All right, the headline here says the bright side. How many electricians does it take to change a light bulb? So we can maybe answer that now, because the men's restroom in a British shop finally, after several decades of use, the light bulb went out. So it had never gone out before. Staff at the Martin and Newby Electrical Shop in the eastern English town of Ipswich were now wondering whether the unmarked 25-watt bulb had set a world record. Apparently, the shape of the bulb indicates that it was made in the 1930s.
Wow.
So there you go.
That's impressive.
That was a dumb headline. How many electricians does it take?
Yeah, that is a dumb headline.
That doesn't have anything to do with the story. When I was a kid, my grandmother had a light bulb in a closet, the closet where I would get the games. And when they were like putting the finish on the ceiling, some of it got onto that light bulb. and her house was like, I don't know, it was remodeled like 30 years before this, when I was a kid. And it had the same light bulb because it had some of the finish was stuck on that light bulb.
But if it's in a closet, it's not used very often.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
pretty
this was in a men's
impressive.
restroom.
In a restroom.
Yeah, that's
it's on
true.
all the time.
There you go. Well, either that or they have it off all the time, and guys just hope they hit something.
Speaking of restrooms,
Yeah.
we read online that in New York there's a new little booth that men can use for.
It's called Guy-Fi.
For relieving themselves, stress in the middle of the day.
Yeah, it's not for relieving themselves. It's for doing something naughty. I don't think
relieving stress.
That's what they call that?
Yeah.
I don't think those
That's
are
why
necessary.
they said, I read the article, that's why they said it was there. They said because New York is a very stressful city, and they did a poll on the number of people that actually do this at work, and it was like 36% of men
What? Are
have
you
said
kidding
that
me?
they do this at work.
Well,
And so they said, well, apparently we need these available to men.
I think that's the dumbest idea ever.
I don't know if that was a joke or not. I mean, I
Was it on The Onion?
it was not. And that's why I thought,
I
well,
saw it
maybe
on
this is
Saturday Night
legit.
Live, and it was called the Guy-Fi. I thought it was so stupid. Anyway, coming up, we got something way better. Going to chat about chocolate in a bit.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Dollar Shave Club. You can get razors sent to your door each month for just $1 plus a couple of bucks shipping. It's an amazing deal. Log on to dollarshaveclub.com/radio to learn more. That's dollarshaveclub.com/radio. Now, back to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
Attention, soon-to-be mothers, you might want to stock up on chocolate. It says, eating chocolate at least 3 times a week could cut the risk that pregnant women have of developing a condition that could threaten the lives of both mommy and baby. So chocolate, at
What's
least
the condition?
3 times a week. I don't know. Does it matter? You get to eat
Well-
chocolate. The London Daily Telegraph reports, says researchers found that women who regularly eat chocolate are less likely to suffer from preeclampsia.
Huh.
Yeah, see, that's why I didn't want to tell you. One of the most common causes of complications during pregnancy, preeclampsia. I'm sure I'm not saying it right. Preeclampsia. Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
Have you heard of it?
Yeah.
And they said it that way?
It is, but that's the way it's.
That's how they said it too?
Yes.
I got one right. So this is what it feels like to say words right? This is nice. Anyway, preeclampsia says research is due to be published in the Annals of Epidemiology. Did I get that one right too? No, I'm kidding. I know how to say
sure
it.
you did.
Epidemiology. I'm being silly now. But anyway, preeclampsia. 3 times a week you're supposed to eat chocolate. Now, I am not a pregnant woman. I actually don't have any likelihood at all of becoming a pregnant woman, but I'm still going to eat chocolate 3 times a week just to do my part because I'm a giver, Heidi.
Yes, you are.
I'm such a supportive guy. I'm going to do that for our listeners who happen to be pregnant women. I'll have chocolate 3 times a week just for you. All right, coming up, we've got some good news to share as we wrap things up on the John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program is brought to you by DirecTV. Call 1-800-259-7646. They have hundreds of channels to choose from, with many packages to fit your viewing desires. Learn more at 1-800-259-7646.
We always try to wrap things up here with some good news, Heidi.
Okay.
And we do, don't we?
Yeah.
You're like, we do?
Well, I mean, sometimes the news isn't like great. It's
Well, you tell me if this is
Okay.
good news. Moms and dads, you're going to love this. If you need a reason to establish some sort of regimen for chores for your kids, science has got your back. Isn't it great to have science behind you when you're saying you need to do these chores?
sure.
Research has shown cleaning the house, taking out trash, washing the windows, and other jobs instill a sense of mastery, self-reliance, responsibility, empathy, and respect for others. And the sooner you start, the better. The study, which checked in with 84 kids during preschool and then again at age 10, and then again at age 15, and then in their mid-20s, found the ones who began chores at age 3 or 4 were more likely to have a good relationship, and they've achieved academic success, and to be more self-sufficient than those who started in their teens or didn't do it at all. So they're saying,
Really?
if you want your kids to be successful in life, get them to do all the chores for you. Did I read that right?
No, not at all. They're supposed to have their own chores.
Oh,
But
I see. I
we
like
waited
mine way
too
better.
long with our kids.
I know, because they're one's 20 and one's 15. What is 14?
14 and 19.
What did I say?
20.
They're gonna.
Do you even know who your children
I
are?
think so. This year they're going to be 15 and 20. So Anyway, yeah, the rest of that. Hi, kids. Love you. Mom's the one that buys your birthday cards. How old am I, Dad? I don't know. I don't even know how old I am most of the time. Anyway, they're pretty good at doing chores if they're told
like 35
I was going to say the same thing. If they're told over and over and over and over, they're really good at it.
Then they're awesome.
And if you take their phone away until they get to it, they're really good at it. But they're saying the younger you get them started, the better off it is. And it helps them way, 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 way more in the long run. I'm going to put a link to that on our Facebook page because this is something that parents, you need to know this kind of thing, right?
That's right.
Again, facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday.
Time now for the bonus break. Only available here on the John and Heidi Show podcast.
And your bonus break is brought to you by the Dollar Shave Club. Learn more at dollarshaveclub.com/radio. And when you go there, you can get razors for as little as $3 a month. And they'll bring them right to you. So a very affordable razor. It's a very good razor, and they'll bring them to you. So what's the drawback? There is none. Check it out. dollarshaveclub.com/radio. I got a whole lot of stuff that's just like little stories that I've not had time for. I've been saving these things for like a week. You mind if I just go through and get rid of some of this stuff?
Sure.
I'm gonna read a little bit of it. You tell me if you want to know more. Nick Carter of the Backstreet Boys arrested. Want to know more?
Sure. What
he
did
was
he do?
arrested for getting into a fight in a Florida bar with the bar's bouncer.
Okay.
So there you go. I would never... he was never really a tough-looking dude, was he?
No.
Nick Carter?
I don't know. I don't know a lot about the Backstreet Boys. So.
I don't know. Another one. Headline. Michelle Obama will not run for president. Do you want to know more?
I didn't even know she was considering
Well,
it.
apparently somebody asked Michelle if she would consider running for president. This was Obama was at a town hall meeting, and they asked her on the sidelines Thursday. And she says, no. Let me tell you, there are 3 things that are certain in life. Death, taxes, and Michelle is not running for president. So we got that going for us.
Thank goodness for small favors, I
Heidi's
guess.
not a fan.
Not at all.
Your losing lottery ticket won you a free day at a gym that you probably didn't know about. But if you're one of the millions of people who bought a lottery ticket for that ginormous Powerball, the Silver Lining Gold's Gym is offering you a free one-day pass to any location with a ticket
that's nice.
between now and the 31st of January. So you got that. That's kind of good news.
That is nice.
It says Powerball is impossible, but raffles are easy. It says pretty much everybody lost the Powerball lottery, everybody except for those 3. So change up your game and start enjoying local raffles and charities and drawings. And there's a bunch of them all around you all the time. And your chances of winning are so much better.
Much better, yeah.
And the tickets are really affordable. And you're doing something good for your community. So I'm just saying, it gets better and better and better. Wacky but true, coffee and smoke after crashing into a hotel. Says 32-year-old, police say a 32-year-old in Southern Illinois woman there drove a car into the lobby of a Comfort Suites.
Yeah.
Witnesses say the woman got herself a cup of coffee, lit a cigarette, and told employees, just go back to work. Everything's fine.
That is awesome. I'd like to meet that lady.
She crashed through the front of the store. She's like, it's all right. Don't worry. It's fine. I got some coffee. I have smoke and figure out how to get out of here now.
That is amazing. I love that.
Did you need anything else? You got any extra towels? Because I just wet myself. All right. Can singing take away your pain, Heidi?
I would assume so, yes.
Doctors in Australia hope so. As part of their new pain management program, doctors at the Royal North Shore Hospital in Sydney, they've been prescribing 3.5 hours of singing lessons every week for 3 weeks. The program involves patients suffering from long-term and incurable pain, things like back injuries and arthritis. So far, doctors claim that singing has made people feel less tense, less tired, and more vigorous for a week and a half after a 1.5-hour session. So they're saying get out there and sing, and you're going to feel a whole lot better.
I would agree with that.
I do too. I
mean, when
that's
people
good.
have a broken heart, they sing, obviously, because all the songs are about breaking up. And
Not all of them, just all the good ones. All right, and then I got way more stuff, but I'm going to do one last thing here. The top 10 best true life newspaper headlines. These are real headlines from real newspapers where somebody was really not thinking.
Okay.
So headline number 10, something went wrong in jet crash, experts say.
Oh, my gosh.
Do you think?
Yeah, clearly.
Number 9, British left waffles on Falkland Islands.
What?
I don't know. British left waffles on Falkland Islands.
All right.
Apparently there's somebody named Waffles, maybe,
I don't know.
that was left behind. I don't know.
I have no idea.
Number 8, real headline in a real newspaper. Eye drops off shelf.
That doesn't even make any sense.
I think that it means like eye drops off the shelf. But the way it's worded, I don't know. Enraged cow injures farmer with axe.
Oh.
Yeah. I think the
That's
farmer.
a bad day at the office.
I think the farmer had the axe, but the cow injured him.
Huh.
But it sounds like the cow went nuts and chopped him up with an axe. All right, headline number 6 that made no sense. These are from newspapers around the world. Stolen paintings found by tree. Well, that was a pretty helpful tree. Thank you, tree. I think that the painting was found by a tree, not found by a tree. Does that make sense? All right. Number 5, 2 sisters reunited after 18 years in checkout counter. They've been in that checkout line a long time. They must have went to Walmart. I'm just teasing Walmart. Come on now. Open another lane. That's all I'm saying. Hey, okay, number 4 on the list of real headlines. Deer kill 17,000.
Wow.
And I think what that really means is like when the hunting season opened, there were 17,000 deer killed.
Oh.
But this made it sound like deer killed 17,000 people.
Huh.
All right, number 3, red tape hold up new bridges. Red tape
holds up.
Red tape holds up new bridges. So they're using red tape to hold the bridges up?
Yeah.
All right, number 2, man struck by lightning faces battery charge.
That's funny.
So he's being charged on a battery. And he was struck by lightning. And the number 1 newspaper headline that's a real newspaper headline, kids make nutritious snacks. If you're really
Oh, my gosh.
delicious. I go for a child right about now. I'm so hungry I could eat a kid. I think they mean kids
are making
prepare
yes.
nutritious snacks. Anyway,
That's
there's
funny.
your silly headlines. Thank you so much for sending that in. If you got something silly you want to send, go to our Facebook page and you can share it there, or go to our website, johnandheidishow.com, and there's a little place where you can send stuff there as well. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Thanks for listening to the bonus break brought to you by the Dollar Shave Club. Learn more, dollarshaveclub.com/radio.